or something, I'm like, I need to check, is it cancer or is there something?
Yeah, don't Google anything when you're pregnant.
Because everything is going to be terrifying.
Everything is bad for you. Like, I was going to go have a fresh juice because I'm like, I need to have good fruits and vegetables. I'm here in London. We're in the mall here at Westfields, which is amazing because you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
Really wanted some juice, like a healthy person. And I get there, and then my husband's like, I hate to tell you this, but it's actually kind of dangerous. You're not supposed to have freshly squeezed juices because what if there's listeria bacteria in it? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I almost threw down with him.
It's so weird
right
too.
then. I was like, we're throwing down.
I'm thirsty.
Yes.
And I want something healthy.
So I had a milkshake instead.
Yeah, which seems like that's exactly like have a pickle and a peanut butter.
Yeah. He was right.
Really?
I should say that. Well, technically, people are too careful. Like, they are too careful. And I'm being careful because I would hate to, because you don't want to like cross the line and not be as careful and then something terrible
like, it's
happens.
your fault.
But yeah, I mean, it's the most ridiculously rare thing in the world.
I just read a book called Everybody Lies, which is sort of an analysis of big data based on Google searches instead of surveys and stuff like this, right? Like, people are actually just honest in their Google searches. But basically, they were talking about how people search for different things about pregnancy depending on what country you're in. So, like, people in certain countries are like, is it okay to eat fish? And then, like, other countries are like, is it okay to eat mayonnaise? And so, I don't know. It's also, like, a little interesting. Okay, so sorry, guys. We got a little bit off topic.
Sorry.
And also, what's up, Russo? I'm going with that. No, this is not free coaching. This is all about what's going down for 888 Poker in 2018, what events we can expect to be at, and also what's going down with Kara Scott, because we're going to miss her. We need to get as much of her as we can while we can.
That's nice.
We did do a video last night, so if you guys missed that, it's a little just quickie snippet about, you know, what we can expect from Kara personally in this coming year. So, Bucharest, I will be there. I'm excited to go. You will be there.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there. It kind of depends. It depends on my doctor, but I'm going to try to be there.
It's not far from you.
No, it's super close, actually, to Slovenia, where we live. So that's good. And then after that, we're actually coming back to London, but not for an 888 Live or 888 Poker Live event. It's going to be for a WPT 500, and I think they've just released the news and all the details about that. So you can actually find all the details online in case I get any of this wrong. But the cool thing about the WPT 500 is that there are going to be starting days not just in Asper's Casino. Like, in March, Asper's will have the day one, and you can play it here, which is great, or you could play it in a bunch of different Asper's properties if this is not local for you, or if you didn't want to like leave your house, you could play it on online at 888 Poker on March the 11th. So that's a day one. And the cool thing about WPT 500s as well is that every starting day plays down to the money. So you actually, if you make it through day one, you make money. And for a lot of you who haven't played them before, that's pretty cool. And you can play as many day ones as you want. So you can make money each time. And then you take your biggest stack forward. So
right, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so
you don't get to
say
put
you
them all
play
together
every day, and you end up you pick your biggest stack. And actually, this was kind of a novel idea that the WPT tried during the WSOP, and it was super successful. It gives a lot of people a lot of opportunities to run a stack up, but also to deal with people who have varying schedules. So say people who work regular jobs, instead of having to be doing 5 days in a row or whatever. Also, by the way, what's up, Jason? We just want to give a shout out to our homies. So now the relationship, and this may or may not be something which you know or are able to talk about. The tournament itself will be run by the WPT, and it will be a WPT event.
Yes, WPT 500 event. Yeah.
So actually, though, 888 then really, because 888 sponsors the WSOP, the WSOPE has a partnership with
Poker Central as well for a lot of their events.
And they just re-signed that contract. So we have all those, we have all these kind of, you guys really have your hands in everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything at this point, which is nice. I mean, they're the other big partners in the industry. So, like, we're partnering with Asper's Casino and the WPT to come back here for the WPT 500, and that is amazing. And then, like you said, the World Series of Poker, we're going to be the main sponsor again, and you can actually do qualifiers for the World Series of Poker main event through 888 online, but also for the Crazy Eights event, and now for the ladies event as well. So you can qualify online for those events at the World Series, which is pretty cool. And then, like you said about Poker Central, like, it's the biggest sponsorship yet. It's the third year that they've had a partnership together. but it's the biggest one, and it's going to mean some pretty interesting things, like the potential to maybe win your way onto a Poker After Dark sit and go table, like for people who are watching, and that's pretty cool. Or something like last year during the Super High Roller Bowl, we had 888 brought a contest winner all the way from England, and he got to just hang out with us in Vegas, watch the tapings, sit in the VIP room. Like, it was fun.
Oh my gosh, I know him too.
Yes.
Asif?
Asif, yeah.
Asif.
Asif.
Okay. Asif, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was so lovely.
It was great to see him. He is really lovely. Yeah, and we see him at a lot of 888 events. Well, I mean, you see him at a lot of poker events, let's be honest. He plays a lot of poker. So, yeah, and we're maybe doing something like that again. So it's a pretty cool partnership, and it should be really good for people who kind of want to get a little closer to some of these Poker Central events.
Which is something, by the way, if that's the real Dan Shack, shout out, because you're also one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too.
Like, let's get serious. And, you know, I think this is something we, 888 put on an event in January where they were sort of just talking about their vision and their goals, and we all talked about, you know, what are the things we're bringing to the table, how can we change things, you know, how can we be better. And one of the things that 888 is really focused on that I love is on bringing in new players and keeping in players who aren't basically to sustain the poker economy. We need to be working on attracting and making the game fun for players who aren't always professionals. So I think some of these, like, offering these opportunities, like you're saying, to get a little closer, but without having to have the type of bankroll, or even, I think it's intimidating. You know?
My gosh, it would be intimidating for me, and I've been in the poker industry for a really long time and played a lot of really big events. So it's nice to have new people have the opportunity to meet some of these big stars who they get to see on their screens playing for like ridiculous amounts of money, but actually to be there and to see it happening. It's a different experience.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Daniel would like to know, will we see you during any EPTs? She got a bun in the oven, guys.
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere.
No, sorry.
She's going to be at home with like the diapers and all the, you know, making the food in the blender or whatever people have to do.
Terrifying.
Mark, also, obviously, you're one of our favorites.
Aww.
We're like this. Okay, so after WPT 500, when we come back here, which you won't be here, then
sadly.
Next is Barcelona.
Barcelona, May 23rd to June the 4th. We're going back to Barcelona, so that should be a really fun one again. It's always
and that's
kind of
overlapping then with the beginning of the WSOP, is it?
Yeah, and the World Series is going to be, I believe, May 30th to July 15th this year. Okay. I mean, I am less invested in the World Series this year, let's be honest.
You're not going to be there.
Sadly, I won't be there. But I will be watching, because I'm going to be really curious to see what the coverage looks like.
So you can judge whoever is doing it now.
I mean, I don't want to say that's true.
Noob.
I'm going to be watching like, you're doing my job all wrong.
And like you're totally messing it up.
No,
like,
it's going to be
doing the sidearm thing.
No, it's going to be amazing. And whoever actually does get to do the sideline and the anchor desk as well is really lucky, because honestly, Poker Productions, Maury Escandani's company, is incredible. And the TV that I've done with them is like my favorite in the world, bar none. So you're really lucky, whoever you are.
I always think it must be nice, like, if someone does your hair and makeup, and then they like bring the interviews over to you, and I'm not
don't
saying
bring the interviews to me, but
they don't. You
mean,
have to go.
But someone does my hair and makeup. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. See. Well, then it's not as easy as I thought. It's even a little.
It's
bit
a tough job, and so whoever gets it, I do wish you luck, and make sure you have a lot of stamina, because it's kind of brutal, although it's less brutal than it used to be, because some of the days are shorter because we film right from the beginning, which is nice, instead of just like day 3 onwards, like the entire things. So that's good, and good luck, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to be missing everybody. It'll be the first time I've not been at the World Series in, I don't know, 11 years, 12 years.
What do you think about, and see, obviously for me, like, the schedule is, I can't play, so it's gonna be a long summer no matter what,
for sure.
But a lot of people were talking about how they sort of rearranged the main event, that there's no days off, and obviously also now there's no days, like 0 days off. Before, there's like sometimes we had a day off, like on July 4th or whatever. There was a day after day 1s or day 2s, but then also this time we had 2 days between the November 9 and the end, and then now apparently there's 0 days. So what do you think about that as a poker player? That's like that definitely leaves a certain amount of space for
I hadn't realized
being
that.
exhausted, right?
yeah, that's going to change things a lot. Those 2 days off, from a poker player's perspective, I think were pretty important in just sleeping. Some of the guys that we talked to who made the final table last year were like, yeah, I literally tried to sleep the entire time, and I watched some of the tapes back.
Yeah.
Because that's what you would do, right? You want to see how your opponents are playing. But, man, it's going to be even harder for whoever's working on it.
It's interesting
you have
because
no time
us
to prepare.
seeing it change
Yeah.
so much over the last few years, it really gives you a lot of insight into, I guess, all of the dynamics of poker that are sometimes not actually as related to a normal poker playing tournament. You know, the hoorah and taking the time and the training and all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
after the World Series of Poker, once that is all done and dusted and we have our new champion, we are going to Sao Paulo in September. So I'm not sure what the dates of that are going to be, but it'll be the second time that we go for a major 888 Poker Live event in Sao Paulo. We went not that long ago. We went September of last year as well, so a few months ago, and it was amazing. It was really incredible. Oh my gosh, it was
But wait,
so great.
is the Super High Roller Bowl right before the WSOP again this year?
I believe so. It's normally at the end of May, so unless that's changed, and I haven't seen that.
Yeah, we need to do some research.
Yeah.
Because if the Super High Roller Bowl crosses over with 888 Poker Live in Barcelona, then we might have an issue.
Ooh, people have to decide what to do
at the Super High Roller Bowl. Okay, but Sao Paulo. Did you go to Sao Paulo this time?
Yeah, it was incredible. It was my first time in Brazil, which was kind of like I don't get to go to new places as often because, you know, we've been doing this for a while, and there are certain stops that are poker stops that have great casinos. And so for me, Brazil was a new one, and that was great. Drinking caipirinhas and, like, playing poker with famous footballers at this charity event. Because, again, like, 888 is trying to do some good work with charity, and we've had some live events for charity where money's being donated, and that's awesome. And that was one of them for us, was we live streamed that as well, and that was pretty cool. So after Sao Paulo, let's see, we are coming back to London. It's full circle.
Foggy London town.
Yeah.
This is where it all comes back.
That's
yes,
right.
This is where the heart of the heart is.
Yeah, so November 23rd to December 2nd, I believe, is like the great big finish for the season. And so it's kind of nice to, like, start it here and end it here. Aspers is, you know, it's the 888 poker room as well. It's like all branded. It's in the carpets and on the walls and everything. And that's it's a nice place to be able to come. Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me.
So yeah, that's the year for us. And I think we may have actually hit most of the kind of the big points, all the things that we were talking about.
I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot. When I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking this is a lot going down.
It's a lot going on.
And I'm really interested, in fact, because, you know, obviously also traveling the circuits as much as we do, I've never been to an event in Bucharest. So I'm super excited to go somewhere that I never have done. And also Sao Paulo, although you guys already went, I didn't go, and it looked amazing. There was so many things that were like side fun going on, which is of course what I like, because I can't actually play when I'm there. So I want to see what all the extra things are going on.
Yeah.
So for those who missed the video yesterday and are just catching up, Kara's making a baby in the summer. By the way, Raul says congratulations.
Thank you.
So we are going to have a mystery team coming in during the summer, during the WSOP, but fret not.
They're going to be great.
You're expecting to come back. And then you're expecting to come back 2019 for sure.
That is my plan, yeah. I mean, I don't have a baby yet, so I may be really naive and not understand how this works, but I mean, I love my job. I can't see myself going from traveling to whatever, 12, 13 stops a year to not ever traveling and not working. It's just kind of not who I am. So we'll see. I'm going to take a few months off by far, like maybe 6 months or something, and actually properly just try to sleep, I guess. I'm not sure what you do with the baby. I hear it's hard. So.
Yeah, but see, after, she'll be almost she'll be more than a year by the 2019 WSOP. So then we can be your babysitters.
Yay!
All the people who are already there at the WSOP can take turns and enjoy.
And my mother-in-law is amazing. I must say, she is amazing. She's already offered to come to the World Series with me next year and kind of nanny.
I love her.
Isn't that amazing?
That one of the best things about... Honestly,
she's incredible.
My favorite thing about getting married, besides getting a husband, was getting all this extra family.
Yeah.
You get this just built-in other family.
Yeah.
Which, that's
when you're lucky with that, it's pretty amazing, and I think both.
I bet she was
pretty lucky.
She was probably pretty happy.
Oh yeah, they're really happy. They're getting an heir.
Russo wants to say congratulations
Thank
also.
you.
And finally, before I let you go, you're going to be playing today. Now, this is like they're setting it up so that it's kind of a lower buy-in, more fun, easy for like locals and like I could afford this buy-in maybe if I was really going for it. So tell me, for you, I guess then, does it feel like a different vibe when you get to play events like this that are not so bougie?
I like it.
I feel like I would really like it.
I really do, because then I don't know, I can kind of relax a bit more and enjoy myself. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how well I'm going to stay awake and be able to concentrate. This is going to be the first time properly playing pregnant. Like, it may not go well, so I'm glad it's not a huge buy-in, because I would hate to throw that money away.
Yeah. And also, it's starting at almost 6 p.m. I'm going to let you go get your milkshake. But yeah, it starts later, so I think that's also a disservice for Mama over here. Yeah. Big Mama. Thank you guys so much for participating.
Thank you.
Make sure, did we miss anything important that we need to cover for you guys?
I don't think so. There's probably going to be actually some big announcements coming very soon about some surprise things that are coming up, but that's always in the works, right? You can kind of pretty much always say that and be right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it at that.
Something exciting is going to be happening, like,
stay tuned,
soon in the future, and we'll have all the coverage for you, of course, when we get there. Thank you guys, though. We really appreciate the feedback, the comments, the participating. We appreciate you watching our film noir setting so that we didn't have horrible bags under our eyes, because we're both dead inside. But we will catch you guys later. I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow with Vivian Saliba, who is fascinating.
So great.
Yeah, Brazilian, mostly a PLO. In fact, mostly just a PLO cash game player. But she came last year to the WSOP and crushed and made a big splash. So we'll talk to her, and you guys can join us if you follow my Twitter at @AntiChardonnay. I will tweet out before we do one. And if you don't already follow this one, give us the scoop. It's okay. It's fine. It's still just going.
Got it.
Where do we find you?
Oh, Kara OTR is my Twitter, so you can do that. I think just Kara Scott on Instagram, and then there's like a Kara Scott official Facebook page as well, which I'm trying to do better at, but I kind of suck at Facebook. So Twitter is the best way.
I'm the worst about basically all of them, but
terrible.
I'm working. Like, look, I got Ecamm Live going. So, all right, talk to you guys later. Deuces.